Hey guys, Jay-Games here again, or Jay-Sensei. And this is going to be what if Naruto had the powers of Aokiji. Now, I did commission art for this, which I regret because it's painfully obvious they used AI. I can show you how obvious it is. There's that, and there's that, which is very obvious. So, I'll not be using those for the thumbnail. But, also they actually did say that they would use, like, digital art, and they showed me the pen and pad, stuff like that. That's obviously AI. I don't know how else to say it. Alright. So, before we begin, if you guys have anything to do, even if it's just cooking, cleaning, chores, gaming, work, do that while I talk. I'm meant to be listened to, not watch, because I can't edit unless I'm saying I'm referencing a picture that I can show you. Now, the story would begin at the age of 10. Naruto's life would take a drastic turn. He's taken under the wing of a mysterious taijutsu master named Chen. When adopted, Naruto would be wandering around when he's found by Chen. If you guys know who Chen is, you can research him. He's on the Naruto wiki. Now, Chen would train Naruto in a way that would basically resemble Aokiji in guard. Naruto became a physical powerhouse, as instead of battleship bags, Shin would have found these massive golden Buddha statues. They were 30 feet tall and made of solid gold and steel. And his training for Naruto was to punch them until they crumble. Each time one crumbled, a new one would replace it. Naruto doesn't know where Shin gets them, but he has them. Now, Chen did realize that Naruto is definitely not a taijutsu-style ninja, but even then, Naruto's taijutsu skill is definitely only rivaled by masters like Shen himself, or Might Guy. But this training would make Naruto physically basically at the top of the verse, only being unrivaled by maybe 3-4 people, or creatures, being Son Goku, the 4 tails, Gyuki, the 3 tails, not 3 tails, Gyuki, the 8 tails. Then I would go modern Obito as Jinchurikis and the 10 tails. I'm going those because those are the ones who are the most physically obvious as being powerful. If we have more strength from Kurama, then that'd include it, but so I guess technically 4, but 2 of them are in one category. So yeah, I'm gonna tell you right now, Naruto has enough power to actually, like, you know how when you see the panel of the 10 tails flicking away a tail beast bomb? This version of Naruto at full power can literally punch away a tail beast bomb, and he'd do it with minimal effort. So yeah. But this training dulled Naruto's pain tolerance to the point where it's hard to damage him. Plus his knuckles are very badly calloused and scarred, but he doesn't really care that much. Through Chen, who's a very lazy yet intense person, Naruto had ended up gaining he has his characteristic sense of passion, but he would also gain a sense of justice. But it's more like Kuzan's lazy justice, but he also had a more lax approach to life. If you're wondering how he gets the ice powers, it's just an inherited thing. There's not really much else that could be said. Now, Naruto would also kind of inherit Kuzan's size as well, but also the story would actually take place in the future, being that in this one, a prolonged peace period occurred after the Third Great Ninja War, point where the Academy was able to extend the Academy to having a preschool section all the way to the second year of high school, second year of secondary school. I don't know how long secondary school goes in other places, but it basically mean Naruto would be 16, 17. I'll go 16, because he's still pretty young for the 12. I think the only person younger than him is Hinata. But by the time Naruto is 16, he's still he's still ostracized by the village, but he's also more physically imposing. He has tan skin, and he's 6 feet tall, and his attire is definitely not that of a typical shinobi, as he would wear a blue tank top, black cargo pants, and just white slides. I'm talking about like the ones we wear around the house. He does not wear actual shinobi clothes. And a white cap, but that's mainly just to cover his face when he sleeps. Or occasionally sleeping mask. But he's also ostracized the fact that 1, he's big, 2, he has tan skin in villages, which is not common, and 3, he doesn't really seem to give into bullying. Like, some jonin will bully Naruto for the sense of just like, hey, you're a Jinchuriki. They'll put 2 fingers on their forehead, push him out of the way, and say, yeah, cool, whatever, go away, I'm sleeping. and that just makes people mad. But his power overall, by the time he's 16, with a mastery of wind, water, yin and yang release, he's basically created a sense of fear yet awe among everyone around him. Even Kiru's acknowledges that Naruto's skill, like, yeah, having three natures is not uncommon, but two of which he's mastered, along with his mastery over them, makes him basically someone who's already worthy of being Hokage power-wise. Yeah. But his strength and towering build make him more intimidating, but also kind of distant. Though, at heart, he's still kind of good-hearted with pranks. Sometimes he'll literally push a door, or pull it forward a bit, off the hinges, and then go through the door frame. And when someone tries to slide it shut, the door will literally just fall over, making it seem like they broke it. Which is mainly what he does. He'll just use his strength to his advantage for pranks. Sometimes he'll put people's seats so high up that they cannot reach them. He leaves Shikamaru and Choji alone, though. They're friends. In the academy, Naruto's scores are confusing to his teachers. Well, he really does homework or paperwork. His test scores shatter all expectations, breaking records. Even Minato and Kakashi scores, they're all record-breaking. And they're academy graduates, one of which was a Hokage, one of which is Konoha's strongest Jonin, and the other one was the strongest Jonin, but also is now a rogue ninja who everyone fears. But his academic records shatter theirs. And this is where Naruto inherited Kuzan's sense of intelligence, where mastery over a battlefield, mastery over his own double fruit, which also does include mastery over a certain level of terrain, but it also would make him a great academic scholar. Naruto would inherit all of that. And there are accusations of him cheating, but no one can prove it. But characters like Shikamaru and Choji, they know the truth. They know that Naruto's a genius. But they also know that Naruto had developed a sense of mastery or strategy of battle, things like that. We're just looking forward to Land of Waves arc. If you guys want to talk about the Bell test, ask about it in the comments, I'll answer it. But there's not really much to say. Naruto is currently stronger than Kakashi by the time he's 16. In fact, he's probably one of the stronger characters in the verse by 16. So, Naruto's powers have changed the dynamic of Team 7 under the Land of Waves mission. Upon meeting Tazuna does try to roast them, but then he looks up, seeing Naruto. At first he was told, there's going to be a three-man team of Sensei. He walks in, sees one Sensei, two kids. Where's the third one? Well, not kids, it's Sasuke and Sakura. Where's the third? Pearson would simply just point behind him, and Naruto would be outside, on the side of the building, asleep. Tazuna looks out the window, wondering, who does Patrick think he is? Then he sees a mountain of a man, asleep. Tazuna puts his head in, saying, is he another Sensei? He was like, no, believe it or not, he is the youngest of our generation. Well, second youngest. Tazuna just says, what the fuck do you feed him? He just shrugs, saying, whatever he finds, Earth can take. What do you mean take? Naruto leaned in, grabbing the beer bottle from Tazuna's hand, took a sip, handed it back, and get out, saying, that's what he means. Now, who are you? You woke me up. Tazuna explains who he is, kind of shaking at Naruto's size. What are you on, saying, how much are you paying? Juicin told the paycheck, and Naruto decides, saying, that works, I guess. Better than menial chores. I'm going first to the Genjutsu of the Demon Brothers. Naruto's stats excel. If you want to give them actual letter ratings, they go as follows. Strength, X. That's just it. There's nothing higher for him aside from the tailed beast I named earlier. Then his speed, SR+, durability, EX, Taijutsu, SS, Genjutsu, SR, Ninjutsu, immeasurable, Genjutsu, A-. He developed a sense of Genjutsu that basically makes your body enter a state of hypothermia, or a state of pure bliss in a wintry surrounding area. So, when Naruto comes with the puddle of Demon Brothers, his Finnigan Genjutsu kicked in, and he stepped in the puddle, making Demon Brothers jump out at him, he essentially stepped on it, and they knew that. When they tried to wrap Naruto with chains, he easily just went to the ducked low, letting his arm be wrapped in the chains, but when they tried to sever it, he put it in ice, and immediately their chains shattered. Sasuke Sakura both took the opportunity to jump in, both grabbing each of the chains, giving Demon Brothers towards each other. And Naruto's laid-back nature did actually intrigue Sakura, and point where he kind of just told her, saying, you're really not that impressive. Which she did find kind of offensive at some point, but he also told her, because you're not impressive doesn't mean you can't step up. Do what you can, where you can. And Sakura immediately had a whole sense of just, he's not that bad of a guy. And here, where she saw she would step in. She's physically a bit above average, so swinging someone, a grown person, would be hard, but she can do it. So her and Sasuke each grab a chain, and they swing them into each other, knocking Demon Brothers out. Sasuke at this point does have a Tsuchima Sharingan in both eyes, Kakashi would have his usual 3, and with the Genjutsu, he's able to interrogate one Demon Brother while Sasuke do the other. Now, eventually, when they get to the fight with Zabuza, it goes per normal with Naruto actually kind of like keeps an eye on Haku more often than not. Haku knows that Naruto's watching them as well. But eventually, Kakashi trapped in Water Prison. Sasuke tells Naruto what happened. Naruto ends up taking Kakashi a beer bottle from him once more, taking a sip before spitting out a giant ice spike. Kakashi thinks that Naruto's going to kill him, only to realize the ice is slowing down. Would then hit the water prison and coat it in a thin layer of ice, all the water. The moment that it dropped, though, it shattered, and immediately Kakashi would jump out, uppercutting Zabuza right in the chin. Zabuza fell back, and Haku tries to jump out, but Naruto simply step out forward, grabbing Haku by the back of the Haori, and sliding on the ground full force. We heard a large crater beneath them, and Haku's limp body was just laying there. Not dead, but definitely broken. Naruto tried to get up, but then his arms, knees, and feet are all frozen to the ground. Naruto then holds out an ice saber to the top of his neck, asking him, "Who hired you? There's no way hunting a random bridge builder." Zabuza reveals who hired him because he knows he's at, wit's end. But also, Haku seems very badly injured. But then immediately, knowing that Zabuza gave his answer, everything began to go into a blur. But then he blinked, and everything was normal. Kakashi in an water prison, Haku's still watching. Haku's on the ground confused, and by then, Sasuke had put Haku in a chokehold, and Kakashi gone out, not out, but Naruto's behind Zabuza, and Naruto had already frozen in water prison when Zabuza realized everything was at their disadvantage. And that's just one of Naruto's casual genjutsus, not one of his more powerful ones. And he told Zabuza he's an all-arounder kind of person. He can do everything he did in that genjutsu, and then more. He lifted Zabuza in the air with his forearms in Zabuza's throat, and it choked him out. And with that, Naruto will look around for sensing chakra in a certain direction. He goes to Kakashi, he'll be back in an hour, he'll be coming in little waves. He then, with his hand on the ground, cutting a massive, just ice path, and said, "Follow that, it's a short route." He sensed it. Kakashi would originally be hesitant, but he knows Naruto, so he understands that Naruto is not going to dick around, basically. Now, Naruto would grab Haku and Zabuza once his team was on their way, and he dragged them to Gato's hideout, as Sasuke had knocked out Haku. Now, eventually, when Naruto arrived at Gato's hideout, Gato looked out a window after having a rock thrown at it, and cracking it severely. But he sees to knock out Zabuza and Haku. When he opens the window to man them, they wake up. He's met with a very quick ice saber through the chest, or through the back, and through his chest. Naruto's just very fast. I said that earlier. Gato's guards immediately turn around upon hearing Gato yelp. But one of them is met with blood splashing across his face, and the other one has his head shoved through the wall. Zabuza and Haku wake up after a bit and see Naruto sitting outside the warehouse, or I guess building, sitting on bags of cash. And he tells them his village doesn't need this much money right now, but he's going to take some time to fill out the waves. They can do the rest. Other than Haku were surprised, but Naruto walks off throwing Zabuza Gato's corpse. And Zabuza just nods, thanking Naruto. In the land of waves, when Naruto returned, and in an hour time, he had put down the bag of money at the foot of the bridge as he had frozen what needed to be built. And he tells Tazuna is as sturdy as steel. Keep it there if they want to, but they should probably chisel it out so it's not as slippery. And they do as told. As Naruto just say, he put a lot of chakra in that ice. It'll probably go away when he dies, though. But no one knows when that'll be. He just snickers. But anyway, he takes their money, and they're pretty happy. And Inari, for the first time, sees a hero. He sees Naruto. Until 10 minutes later, he's flirting with his mom and commenting on her chest. But move on to the next arc, the Chunin exams. So first we went to Konohamaru, who's grabbed by Kankuro and Tamari, or Kankuro while Tamari watches. This shit that Naruto has with Konohamaru, and this one aspect that, at one point, they were in the academy together at some point. Naruto's like 4 years older than him. So, Konohamaru at this point is like 12, and Naruto would train during, lunch break, or just show off anything he had. Konohamaru would actually beg Naruto to just teach him. And Naruto's writing style closely resembles, I would say, put this down, but I didn't actually, keep it there. think I wrote boxing, taekwondo, and judo. That's what his fighting style resembles. Being that his quick jabs with his long arms keep people at a distance. Same with taekwondo with kicks. With judo, that if you happen to get close, his over-exaggerated strength will take you down in one go. So, yeah. So Konami actually picked up at boxing, so when Kankuro had actually grabbed him, Konami to do a quick jab to the chest. Not chest, probably to the face. Kankuro stumbled back when he was obviously broken nose, and when he tried to grab Konohamaru again, even Tamara went in to grab him. Suddenly, both their hands are grabbed by Naruto, and it is crushing, or squeezing. And to him, that's just his average good grip strength. And he thinks that the shinobi can take it, as he does usually lighten up on average civilians. But he kind of forgets that he's not a normal guy, by a long shot. Tamara and Kankuro yell out in pain, and Gaara would immediately send sand flying at Naruto. But with a single glance, the ice froze. Immediately, Gaara was confused, until the ice that was frozen sand began expanding, shooting at him. Gaara tried to jump back, but then he's met with a punch straight in between shoulder blades. Sasuke was there. Gaara fell from the tree, landing in the ice, wondering how his sand was disarmed, until he realized his sand gourd was frozen too. Gaara was about to get annoyed, so Naruto told Sasuke, "Ease up, let's go." They'll go to Kankuro, both their forearms being badly bruised. And Konohamaru tries to tell Naruto, "Oh, thanks for the big bro, Naruto." And Naruto just slapped him back to the head, saying, "You're an idiot. You don't hit Shinobi in the face and you can't fight back." Then we go on to when Lee would attack someone. When Lee attacks someone, that someone is Naruto. They were in the academy together at some point. Lee knows how strong Naruto is. In the academy, even Neji didn't dare challenge Naruto. He knows how that's stupid. Lee tried to do it at some point, but Neji just pulled him back in a chokehold, telling him, "You're gonna get us killed." But this time, Lee basically blitzed Naruto. And when Lee went in for a punch, Naruto would just duck and then just sidestep Lee. Lee going in for an attack because he knows how strong Naruto is. He's getting graduated as the Rookie of the Year, but he knows how strong Naruto is. He's seen it firsthand. But even Lee goes in for an attack, it's just met with an easy dodge. But eventually Lee would go in for just a punch to Naruto's face, and he would just headbutt Lee's fist. Lee's back with him obviously having a boxer's fracture. Even Neji and Tenten saw that Lee's fist was injured from that. Lee tried to go in for another punch, but guys step in, grabbing Lee's arm, telling him, "You already injured yourself from being stupid, don't do it again." And he's actually kind of fed up with Lee, because he actually got hurt, even though Neji, Tenten, and Guy tell Lee, "Don't fight Naruto." It's kind of a common statement among getting how strong Naruto is, "Don't fight Naruto." Sasuke doesn't really follow that, he wants to regardless. But for the written test. Now, when Naruto actually take the test, he actually holds up and they're actually yelling, saying, "Is this required to take it?" He says, "Yes, it is required to take it." And it says, "And pass?" He says, "If you don't pass, your team gets held back even if they do." Naruto let out a loud, exasperated groan, and 3 minutes later, he's handing in the test, saying, "It's answered, it's done, can I go outside and sleep?" Ibiki just said, "If it's correct, yeah." He went over the answers, spit out his drink, and in one-word answers, somehow were the correct answers. It's just one word each question, but Ibiki knew how they were right. He couldn't explain it. He just put his head in his hands and said, "Get out of my sight." Opened the doors, just told his team, "It's easy, just focus." And actually laid in front of the doors to make it annoying to open. When Kankuro tried to use the bathroom to cheat, the doors wouldn't push open. He demands how to open it until Ibiki started laughing, knowing that Naruto was sleeping right in front of the door. Sakura and Sasuke also knew it, and Hinata and Neji saw that Naruto was sleeping there. And immediately Ibiki would ask anyone who can see the door, "Is he doing that? Is he doing that as spite?" And immediately Sasuke turns in saying, "No, he literally just, the moment he's out of our sight, he falls asleep. He likes sleeping." Kankuro just yells "Hey, move, idiot, move!" Only to be met with the fist of the door and sending him flying. Tomorrow, Kankuro was forced to take the test, and he didn't fail, but he stayed for long enough. But, yeah. Now for the force to death. Go would throw a kunai at Naruto, but he literally put up 2 fingers, caught it, flipped it back at her at double the speed, which she barely dodged. And she asked, did she ask Naruto if that was a challenge? But Sakura said, "That's just a reflex, he's still asleep." And then we see a small flashback of Sakura dragging Naruto with Sasuke pushing him from behind, trying to get Naruto to walk to the actual exam area. Eventually, when Anko says the game's starting, a snoring bubble pops, and Naruto says, "Alright, let's go." And to everyone's shock, except for his team, like, that was so fast! When they step in, though, Naruto looks in the forest, they puts his hand in the air, using floating chakra through it. And Sakura asks what he's doing, and he says he's feeling the moisture in the air. It does confuse Sakura and Sasuke until they start seeing the air begin to freeze, and freeze, and freeze. Until the entire surrounding area Naruto was in froze solid. Luckily, he did avoid the Konoha teams, but he froze a lot of other teams. They go around, and they realize they're not frozen solid, but the moisture in the air around them froze to the point where their body won't move, it's just stiff. They rummage their pockets, taking wallets, and their scrolls. No, not just wallets. Someone needs to pay for his ramen. Not me, him, he's broke. Chen was homeless, he didn't leave Naruto a thing. Not homeless, but definitely didn't have a job. But what else? Alright. Okay, so when Orochimaru would use the snake to charge at Naruto in King 7, Naruto would literally just snap towards Orochimaru, and a giant gust of air flew out, freezing the snake in just an immense amount of ice. Pause. Orochimaru would leap off the snake, flying at Naruto, but Naruto would literally just duck, break his leg, kick Orochimaru in the ribs, throw him forward. Sasuke had avoided. Sakura and Sasuke both evaded Orochimaru's, flying through the air, which Orochimaru caught himself on a branch. But Naruto told Team 7 to leave. Sakura and Sasuke both refused, but he simply just said, "He's out of your league. Trust me." And Naruto's smart. They've seen him firsthand after thinking he was an idiot for like 10 years. But when Naruto tells them he's out of their league, they run. This he has told them, don't split up for temporarily and then regroup. They do as told, and Orochimaru tries to chase Sasuke, but Naruto would simply just throw an ice spear at him, and Orochimaru would have to nearly avoid it. And then when he saw what the spear did by freezing the entire tree solid and then crumbling it, he realized if the spear hit his head, it would have just imploded. Orochimaru realized that Naruto is definitely a threat. They've been fighting, and Naruto is up close, only using taijutsu. But then he realized it's all defensive. It's all just to waste Orochimaru's time. Orochimaru got mad, even going to bite Naruto, sending out the person of interest, but then his teeth met Naruto's icy skin. When he realized it was icy, he literally just bit into ice. Naruto turned to be an ice clone that shattered. And from behind, he is met with a spinning back kick that went clean through his chest. Luckily, Orochimaru had quickly made a substitution upon realizing it was a clone, but now he immediately ran away, knowing that Naruto, with one kick, could implode his torso. Or basically explode it. So yeah, Orochimaru ran away. It was a smart thing to do. Sakura and Sasuke did find Team Dosu, but Sasuke, upon having Sharingan already, probably likely would undergo Chidori training already for Kakashi had his team to catch up with Naruto. So when Sasuke saw Dosu, Chidori spear in through the chest, dead. So he killed Dosu. Sakura pretty easily with Kane after Naruto had exposed her to Genjutsu through just training. And it wasn't because Naruto was training with them. Kakashi just told them, Naruto, do something. And he placed them all under Genjutsu until he would break it. Kakashi does it easily, Sakura would do it easily, Sasuke was in there for 2 hours. So yeah, Keen, Sakura pretty easily handled her, plus she has actually decent strength and taijutsu, that let her beat Keen. Then with Zaku, they tried to use the air pressure wave, but Naruto was jumping in just in time, punching the wave with his own full strength, and we see from outside the Force of Death, not a mushroom cloud, but one that does a similar looking thing. We then look toward Naruto had punched, and we end up seeing Zaku is basically a skeleton. Naruto blew off his fists and said, "Let's keep going." They get to the tower, and they beat Team Gaara by 2 minutes. They end up turning the scrolls, and the preliminaries happen. Just Keen is alone. A few people are exempt from the exams. Naruto is not, because his records show that he should be here, but then characters like Sasuke, who excelled, he's exempt, so Sasuke does not join in. And then characters, not Sasuke. Let's say Choji doesn't join in because of clan exemption, and then Chino doesn't join in because of clan exemption. Shikamaru, his mom forced him in. His other family members didn't really care. So the opponents of Dosu and Zaku, they're exempt. Their parents didn't mind it. Shikamaru's mom minded it, so he has to fight Keen. Alright, so Sasuke just really get a curse mark. The fact that he was asleep, Kabuto snuck into his room, was trying to bid him once he was let in, and yeah. When Sasuke has to fight when has to fight Yoroi, Yoroi's whole thing is trying to open the chakra with a touch. Sasuke, upon rising, he developed a few techniques to hopefully beat Naruto, whose entire thing in the academy was just touching you and throwing you, if you got close enough. That thing was snapping your forearm, basically grabbing your arm and then basically bending it as hard as possibly can. So Sasuke does have pretty good strength as well. Sakura and Sasuke seems to have the greatest physical strength upon the Konoha 12, out of all of them, including even Team Guy. So on average, Sasuke and Sakura probably contend Lee at a base level. So it came to Sasuke grabbing Yoroi after Yoroi tried to touch him and get drained of chakra. Sasuke quickly grabbed his forearm, bent it, snapped it. Yoroi yelled in pain as bones came out of his arm, but then he just met to take to the neck by Sasuke, and that ended the fight. Sakura vs. Ino. Sakura is basically used to strong people like Naruto, who play certain under genjutsu instantaneously, or someone who would just freeze her for a second, which was long enough for him to run away from her lectures. So even when Ino had tried to make Sakura forfeit, Sakura pretty quickly just broke out of it, rushed at Ino, and gave her the meanest Gong Sub-G counter to the face, and that ended the fight. So yeah, Sakura passed. So Kiba came to Kiba awkward trying to do the thing over thing. Well, they tried to rush forward, or use the leap as a start. They did that though, they both fell flat on their face. Kiba wondered why, so they realized that Naruto made an ice path in front of them with very thin ice. Kiba tried to get back up, only for Naruto to lay on him and Akamaru, and then they basically led to Kiba having to forfeit, because Naruto was honestly heavy for him to lift in the position he was in. But note that Naruto was also kind of freezing his body, making it way heavier. And Naruto was only about 215 pounds compared to Aokiji, with his size and probably weigh around 500-ish pounds, with an ice leg probably up to 600. His leg is solid ice, and it's pretty damn heavy. So Aokiji's probably upwards of 600 pounds. Naruto, not that much. He'd be massive. He kind of is, but still. He's about 215 pounds. So he's still crushing Kiba, but eventually Kiba forfeits because Naruto's now upwards of 300 pounds with ice coating his body. Other fights, like Genshi vs. Hinata. Until Hinata passed out after 2 of those strikes that Neji was going to use to kill Hinata. He had 10 more coming, but Naruto jumps in after the first 2, grabs Neji's arms, and threatens to shatter them. If he doesn't stop, Hinata passed out. She's just still standing because she has that much willpower. Then I'm gonna get Heite checked it out, without vouching for Naruto, saying, yeah, he's right, the girl's unconscious. Naruto pushed Neji over. Neji is brought back to the same guy who's actually lecturing him. And then for Gaara versus Lee, the moment that Gaara was about to crush Lee's limbs, Naruto ended up sneezing and then actually accidentally froze the sand on Lee's body. Yeah, it was an accident, and he says, I was at the chakra still going from the fight, and my bad. And everyone believed him. But it seemed like the mistake he'd make, but... the one with the training. Dry arrives at Naruto's usual training ground, seeing the crowd, the broken Buddha statues, and sees that Naruto is kind of casually squatting one. And Naruto's just doing this because he has a whole thing where what Chen would do to buy him ramen is, oh yeah, do 300 squats with the Buddha statue on your back and you get ramen. Naruto still is up to that. So Dry would walk over, saying, "No, you're Naruto Uzumaki, right?" He says, I just go by Naruto. My last name holds no value here. Dry kind of chuckles, saying, true enough. Dry breaks down how, oh yeah, I'm your godfather. Naruto asked about his parents. Dry said, can't answer that right now. Naruto shrugged, throwing the statue off his back, took him to Jiraiya, and Jiraiya wanted to train him. For the first week, first day, Jiraiya did Naruto summoning. Not just bit his thumb, summoned something, and it was a giant, not giant, but like a 20-foot tall penguin. The penguin just spoke in meeps. He didn't actually speak actual words, but Naruto's a very emotional, intelligent person. He can understand it. Jiraiya doesn't know what that is, but Naruto says, I'm calling it camel. Jiraiya called him an idiot, but Naruto just froze him. And so Naruto has a pet camel. A pet penguin named Camel. So yeah. So after first try, summoning a giant animal that he tamed, because the animal is his own independent thing, Jiraiya then tried to teach Naruto Rasengan. After just explaining it, Naruto held his hand, created a Rasengan, and said, is this it? Jiraiya nodded, And then Naruto would just freeze it and crush it, saying, "Alright, done. Anything else you want to teach me?" Jiraiya stretches his chin, saying, "Flying Raijin?" Like, isn't that the teleportation thing? Jiraiya nods, and Naruto says, "Never know, I'm good. Body figure works well enough. I'm fine with that." Jiraiya said, "What did you do then? You seem to be a genius." Naruto just held up a lewd magazine, and Jiraiya said, I got it." Fast forward to the end of one-month training. Naruto and Jiraiya peeping in hot springs. Well, Jiraiya is. Naruto that has walked in and then is using his natural charisma. And it did work until the owner kicked him out, but yeah. And then go on to Naruto versus Neji. When it comes to that fight, when Neji starts showing off his rotation fist, Naruto does say, like, it's definitely a threatening jutsu, so to say. Oh, wait, pause real quick. Alright, sorry. So, Naruto does admit, like, the jutsu is definitely intimidating. But eventually he does frustrating when Naruto using taijutsu against Neji, which Neji does think is stupid until he realizes that Naruto's a genuine taijutsu master. He's not just physically overwhelming with basic academy taijutsu. It basically is, like, eventually when Neji has to, like, put his arms for defense, when we see the combo that Aokiji's hitting in the most recent episode for Battleship Bags, Naruto was hitting Neji's arm with that same combo. Like Neji's arms are cracking under Naruto's punches. With each punch, his arms are cracking. One where even like his arms are bleeding through his clothes or bandages with each hit. Eventually, Neji tried to actually jump back. Naruto then uses his leg, going in for a quick kick, kicking Neji across the arena. Now, Neji did try to catch himself, and yanks off the headband, showing off like trying to full spiel about fate. But Naruto just yawned and said, "Sorry, dude, fate isn't my thing." Before he just flash froze Neji. And then he just says, "He's frozen solid until I let him out." With that Hayate, Genma, not Hayate. Hayate's dead by this point. Genma would just say, "Alright, the winner is Naruto Uzumaki by a landslide." Naruto then just tapped the ice on Neji, it all crumbles, and Neji was told by Genma he lost. When Neji's arms still ache, Naruto would lightly freeze them, kind of numbing the pain, but, you know, eh. Naruto gets in the stands, and Hiyashi does kind of ask Naruto, where he trained, and Naruto says, some old guy named Chen. As Naruto does know that Chen is a legendary figure, but to Naruto, Chen is just an old grandpa who taught him how to fight. But he did love him, though. By the way, Chen is dead. By the point, Chen died when Naruto was 14. I should have said that earlier. But yeah. Now, Gaara versus Sasuke. Sasuke are undergoing heroic training, even having him 3 in one eye. When it came to him fighting Gaara, he actually did wash Gaara in that fight. Eventually we came, when Naruto and Sakura arrived at the battlefield, Naruto also when it came to Shikamaru going with them, all that. Actually, no, I'm start over. Sorry about that. But once the Gaara crush begins, Gaara's whole thing, "It's my blood." I'm like, "My blood, it's my blood." We have that whole thing. Just from the background, I'm sorry. But we have that whole thing of Gaara saying, "It's my blood." Immediately, he runs away, and when he gets to his place, Naruto and Sakura both just blink it away. He goes, "Was that a Genjutsu? What idiot would do that?" The idiot's Kabuto. Naruto stands up before just saying, "What are you, dude?" Immediately, multiple hidden sound ninja try to charge Naruto. He does a very similar thing to Gun and Daniel, where he literally just flips and punches people, punch people just quickly while he's spinning through the air. He just did that, and on his feet, before locking eyes with Kabuto. Kabuto did run away, but then when Sakura already said release, freeing everything in Jutsu. And when Shikamaru got up, Shikamaru literally just noticed that Wilson was running at Naruto, so he just sighs, saying, so boring. Freeze someone in place with a shadow, and then Naruto would really just slap them through the arena. And Kakashi wanted to make their bet for, who can knock out the most people. Naruto just says, "Me," as he just phrases everyone in place while walking. He tells Shikamaru to come on, Shikamaru runs down. At this point, Hinata's not in as bad shape, so when that one Hidden Cloud Nin tries to take her, she literally just turns around and starts fighting him, and then Kiba and Shino join in, beating that one ninja. Naruto looks around, wondering if Sasuke can take on Gaara, and he says, I'll give it 10 minutes before curse mark kicks in. How arrogant he is, it could be trouble. He looks at Team Kurenai, then Sakura and Shikamaru and says, can you make it stop in 10 minutes? They nod, and then they jump off when Naruto waves him away. He creates 2 ice clones, one rushing out towards snakes, one rushing out to go help the villagers, clearing pathways for them, while also kind of freezing buildings in place as they're falling, which does mitigate a lot of damage. Naruto himself would look at Orochimaru's prison as he goes to touch it. Only tells him what happens if you do, and so he looks like Kakashi, and the Anbu, and says, "You idiots really not think of hitting it from the bottom?" That's weird, I know. Guy says, and that makes sense. He jumps down, and they all hear him yell through the gate, as if he would kick through the bottom of the barrier. Or I guess the building they were on. Once it begins crumbling, Orochimaru's feet get, uneven, but then Naruto charges forward with a clothesline, swing Orochimaru over his arm, which then King Enma, Monkey King, would then be used by Hiruzen to slap Orochimaru across Konoha, and then he would engage him once more. And some 4 do try to get back up, but one Anbu member just literally stabs you through the chest. The rest of them actually try to escape, and it works. Everyone else running to go help Hiruzen. But then Gaara turned into a full Shukaku, and it's been about 3 minutes. But he does assume that if Sasuke has been fighting Shukaku a little bit, he'd probably just spend time probably sped up. So Naruto would just run forward towards Shukaku now, and then he would just summon Camel. And summon Camel, everyone wondering who the giant penguin that is, until he just told Camel, spit. Camel spit a giant amount of water at Shukaku, who dampening the sand and even crumbling it. Shukaku even tried to use his wind release against Naruto, but Naruto went back with equally a strong wind release. Eventually, Camel was able to Shukaku's hand enough point where Naruto ran, and basically unfreezing the air with each step as he runs on it. It does crumble almost immediately after he leaves it, but it's very good jutsu for someone who's as fast as Naruto is. Then Naruto would run, grabbing Gaara from the air, falling, but landing on his feet with Gaara still on his back. We do see that Sakura is there with Temari in a chokehold, and then Shikamaru sort of just punching Kankuro in the face while holding him by his collar. Shino had caught him, but Shikamaru would intervene, just because simplicity's sake. Gaara is a bit awake, but Naruto begins talking to him, talking about understanding his hate and all that. In fact, Naruto hates a bit more, because though darker skin in a predominantly pale-ish village, or just fair-skinned village, 6'6" isn't really him being insulted, he's actually kind of imposing. Being the Jerky Kurama, being from the strongest person in the academy was people like Sasuke and Neji. Yeah. But he's even more disliked. Also, his personality is also kind of annoying, plus he's a pervert, but more guys hate him than women for a reason. He's more attractive to most people. But he's able to talk down Gaara. Gaara is able to actually kind of hugs Naruto. But Gaara is like 2 years younger than his siblings. Gaara will be like 12 in this, not 12, 14. But even then, he's smaller than Naruto by a long shot. Yeah, there's Naruto picks him up, and then we just go on to we just keep going. Now Hiruzen does still die in his fight, but honestly he died from chakra exertion, not the fact that Orochimaru or the death seal. Orochimaru actually used up a lot of the time on his body trying to fight Hiruzen, Gaia, and Kakashi. He narrowly escaped dying, but then halfway through the fight, Hiruzen began to have a heart attack. Then Kakashi and Gaia focused more on him. Orochimaru escaped, his body decaying rapidly. Now, for the search for Tsunade arc, we go on to when they first find Kisame and Itachi, when they first find Naruto. Naruto opens the door, poking his head out, and they end up hearing a woman telling Naruto to come back to bed. That's when Kisame would say, "What, are we interrupting something?" Naruto looks at the rose, putting a finger up, poking Kisame in the face, freezing him solid, saying, "Yeah, you are. Now who are you?" And he looks downward at Itachi. When she does use a quick genjutsu, which Naruto would struggle to break, but as Itachi going to hit him, he pulls his hand back from Kisame, blocking Itachi's kick, but then throwing him back. He tells the woman he'll be out in a minute. Or he'll be back in a minute. He steps out, pulling a towel around his waist. He just tells Itachi, "Make this quick." He then throws the first Kisame at Itachi, which Itachi would quickly just use futon to, go thaw him out instantaneously. He's going to Kisame to protect himself before he lands against Itachi. But then Samehada would be used at Naruto, but when Samehada opened his mouth, Naruto showed his hand inside Samehada, freezing it solid from the inside. We spent down and realized somehow it was pretty damn heavy, and we began to adjust the weight. He just met with a punch to the chest, knocking him out right on impact. And it leads to a Taijutsu battle between Naruto and Itachi, and it's going like pretty well. But when Naruto even analyzed Itachi, saying, "You're not trying. You don't want me dead." He actually begins attacking Itachi's personality and their fight. And eventually Itachi does realize he's being like perfectly analyzed. He even tried to use Tsukuyomi and trying to grab him by the face, holding him back from using his genjutsu. And he tells Itachi, tell me what's up. Why don't you want me dead? Itachi is forced to reveal his truth because he already knows that in Naruto's hands his head could be crushed. Even if he used Amaterasu, it wouldn't be worth it. He doesn't want Naruto dead. Naruto himself said that. Plus, it actually be killing the Nine Tails because, yeah. But one way or another, he'd be screwed if he killed Naruto. So with this, he decides to tell Naruto everything because there's really no other option for him. Naruto's jumps for letting Itachi go and then throwing him through the wall. Right then and on, Kisame wakes up, seeing Itachi injured, rushes to his side over fighting Naruto, which Itachi tells him to run. And, true to his word, he walks in a minute later to the woman. We move on to the next village, though, where they find Tsunade. They walk in. After Dry told Naruto what Tsunade looks like, look around for pointing on the woman, saying, "Oh yeah, pretty woman with huge boobs." Dry and Naruto having kind of thinking on the same wavelength, turn around, say, "Oh wait, Tsunade." But by then, Tsunade was across the room and hit Naruto in the face. He fell back a bit, but he caught himself leaning up, saying, "Wow, she likes a punch." It doesn't surprise Tsunade and Shizune that Naruto withstood that. But he just tells Tsunade, "If I hit this kid with a full force of Sengon, he will not go down. Do not try." Which, kind of an exaggeration. Naruto was badly injured after that Rasengan. Dry hit him with during their training, but it was short-lived. Naruto and Kurama have more of a partnership than Kurama hating Naruto. He kind of admires him. So yeah, Kurama kind of heals Naruto. Most of the time whenever he's injured, but also his durability is absurd. So yeah. Pause. Alright. Now for this one, Orochimaru's body is dying quickly, so he never really looked for Tsunade. He literally just found a new vessel quick as he could, not even caring who it was, as long as they gave him more than a month to live. Not even Umaru, he's like, "I need someone who won't take a corporation. Give me a random kid and give me his body. I am dying." So, yeah. But, so there's no Kabuto over Orochimaru fight. But Naruto does end up talking to Tsunade, and when she talks about how she never wants to be Hokage and starts asking confusion, he says, "I agree, being a Hokage is for fools." And he says it's pretty stupid. This does make, Tsunade a bit surprised that someone agrees with her so much. But Naruto does not become Hokage. He has no dreams or goals. He literally just wants to exist quietly, smash women, eat ramen. That's it. But with his strength, he already knows it'd be stupid to not be a shinobi. They make good money. So yeah. But after Naruto and Tsunade talk, with his laid-back personality, but also insightful personality, talking to her over and over again, she's eventually able to realize that Naruto's actually encouraging her slowly but surely. She talks about how Hokage shouldn't be afraid of blood. Instantly, she reaches over across the table, grabs a chopstick, and shoves it into her hand. Goes in pain, Shizune and Dry didn't know what he's doing. Basically just says, "You're a medical ninja. You can stop the bleeding. One incident doesn't make you a weak healer." Now pull the chopstick out, healing her own injury, and realizing she can stop bleeding. She can stop blood. Then her hyperventilating began slowing down, and she just nodded. She looks Naruto now for slapping him, calling him a dick. But she agrees with Naruto's opinion. We can become Hokage earlier on. Alright, now it's the retrieval mission. Well, actually, no. I want to cover movies too. I'm going until Land of Snow, which is after Tsunade retrieval mission, or Tsunade recruitment mission, I guess. But yeah, so Land of Snow, then Sasuke. Now, mission begins with Team 7, including Naruto, Kakashi, Sakura, and Sasuke. tasked with escorting Yuki Fuchikaze, the actress and secretly heir to Landis Snow's throne. Now, Naruto's towering height and rough demeanor compared to his usual boisterous personality did put Yuki off a little bit, but also relaxed her. But when he did actually speak to her, he says, pretty lady with big boobs. Later, Sakura and Yuki both punch Naruto in the face simultaneously, but he's unfazed. Now, when Naruto does learn of Yuki's tragic backstory, his compassion comes through. Rather than being pushy than, canonical Naruto, he's more thoughtful and actually tries to understand Yuki, but also bringing her solutions. Not outright saying it, but he's hinting her on, knowing that people hearing outright solutions to bad problems does not always make them happy. It makes them annoyed that they can think of it. It makes them mad. So he's gradually dropping hints to build a solution for her, or so he can build a solution for herself, even though he already knows he can just say one. So with this, Yuki actually realized she should not have run away, or she shouldn't have run away for so long. She's just happy she can bring peace, at least once she hears how strong Naruto is from his teammate. Even Kakashi just simply says he does not think there's someone in Konoha stronger than Naruto. Which Kakashi's being dead, like he's being dead ass. Even things like, if Guy can beat from what I've seen from Naruto into 8th Gate, include the Nine Tails in that, see what he'll do. Naruto's downright told Jiraiya, his team, Hiruzen, Tsunade, that me and the Fox are cool. We're on good terms. Like, he's kind of annoying, but we're cool. Naruto does not use more than 5 tails of Kurama simply due to the fact that it actually burns his skin. He doesn't like that. So, he has a few scars from it. The scars Aokiji has in his arms, Naruto has those from using Kurama's power. He's not down a leg, but yeah. But we go on to Dozo Kasuhana and his men. Now, I'm gonna go on to just the final fight. That's the more important one. When I just say that's fate Dodo, the battle is one-sided. Dodo relies on chakra armor, and Naruto's the high strength in the burst. I said in the beginning, he can punch away Kel Beast Bombs in his state right now. So we think one piece of armor with a bit of chakra through it will stop his punches. Like, at full power, he can punch away Kel Beast Bombs. I'm talking about using Kurama's power. I'm talking about, his base full power. Kel Beast Bombs are thrown away. That's including his other possible transformations, where he just has claws, red eyes. Cool. Form Kel Beast 1 Club, 2, 3, 4. Then you use the other ones above. So, chakra armor does not work against Naruto. And plus, Sakura and Sasuke and Kakashi are all much stronger than can handle anyone else around them. But, Dodo tries to use armor only for Naruto to grab him by the arm and proceed to pummel him into the snow ruthlessly. When he's done, Dodo shoots a bloody mess with his armor scattered across the battlefield. Now Dodo does try to, yell about things like, he's best for the land in the snow, and he each had their treasure. But Naruto looks around before grabbing Dodo, holding him in the air, and says, "You need to chill out." Or he creates a massive glacier with Dodo inside. Soon, Yuki uncovers the treasure, being that Land of Snow is no longer the Land of Snow, but somehow Naruto's glacier stands tall. And he tells Yuki it can be a symbol or something. He doesn't care, just keep his name out of it. Yuki would hug Naruto, kiss him on the cheek, and he says, I prefer an actual kiss, but you like 30. Even better, but you don't like that. Alright. Now, in the future, Yuki is now an ally to Konoha, and Naruto and the Leaf Village mostly. Mostly Naruto. Well, she opened up Konoha, or Land of Snow, to open trade, but also bringing advanced technology earlier on to Konoha. And she actually would bring one thing, being chakra-powered trains. Which, probably not chakra-powered, but they're definitely charged up with a bit of chakra, and they'll keep them moving. Alright, well let's move on into Sasuke recovery mission. So, once Naruto comes back from the Land of Snow mission, and the announcements of it, Tsunade said, alright, well, we already wanted you to become a Jonin after what you showed off, but now we're going to make you a special Jonin. Naruto would ask if that's below Jonin, and she says, no, in fact, it's kind of on par, if not a little bit higher, depending on what you're special about. He talks about Ebisu, saying, he's such a Jonin for the fact he can educate anyone and make them powerful. Or Heite Gekko, that's the soul. He was the most skilled person in the village at Genjutsu, in fact, probably one of the most skilled in our history at Genjutsu, which made him a special Jonin. He also Naruto that, his natural charisma, even worked on her, but also his intelligence that peaked above anyone else, and breaking multiple records with it, but also holding back a Sanin, beating a tailed beast, etc., was opening a place into Suna. He should be a special Jonin for the fact that he's good at negotiating, even if he doesn't unintentionally. So yeah, so Naruto's basically their negotiation special Jonin. Just hand Naruto a vest that says, it's basically a Jonin vest. He ended up kind of freezing it and crumbling it before reaching over her desk, grabbing out permanent marker, and then just wrote on his tank top, Jonin. And he kept it pushing. Somebody just calls him a jerk for that, saying he left ice all over her floor. Now, for this mission, Kimimaro isn't there from the start because Toyuya is dead. When Ambu killed her, that barrier broke earlier and just stabbed her to the chest. So this one, when Naruto's the one leading the charge, he actually kind of recruited anyone who was he walked around the street looking right at Jonin saying, mission the Hokage want to come? A few people do say yes, but eventually does have the same group, plus a few random fodder, like Genma, Raido, etc. Even Ebisu's on the team. One finds down four, so four does realize they're heavily outnumbered, plus a few guys who give them a run for the money, like Raido and Genma when they were tired, is a threatening aspect. So when it comes down to Drogo standing behind first, Genma literally just spat his toothpick at him and impaled through the head immediately. Genma and Raido are mainly here for revenge. Kiyomaru saying Naruto, and Tom Ford talking about how strong he is. They just locked eyes for a second before they jumped at each other for kicking, they're meeting with a kick. Then Naruto says, you're looking at him holding back. Then in an instant, his kick extends, and knocking Kimimaro across the jaw, knocking him out cold on impact. As Kimimaro falls, Naruto will his hand on his chest and frees him solid, letting him fall and shatter. The remaining two on 4, then run off as fast as they can with Sasuke, already ahead. But Naruto will create an ice ball, throwing it at the forest, freezing everything in it solid. Now the team does wonder why they're here. If Naruto probably could have done this all on his own. Probably he actually could have done it all on his own. When Shikamaru walks over, kind of just pushing over the remaining two members on 4, letting them shatter. All Sakura walk through the forest, grabbing Sasuke, throwing him over her shoulder as a statue, and walking back to Konoha. Everyone got paid for that mission. Naruto asks why Naruto couldn't have gone by himself, and he says, I don't know, people like money, and I didn't really have to work too hard, I guess. I had to work some. The work he talked about he didn't have to do was because Genma killed Jirobo. That's it. So yeah. Sasuke is brought to Konoha, preventing the events leading up to his defection. Next movie, which is the Stone of Jalel, whatever you want to call it. So when Naruto's first encounter with Temujin, the knight who serves Haido, it's different. Drastically so. For the first encounter, Naruto pretty calmly analyzes Temujin's combat abilities during the first clash, or encounter. Now Naruto was taught by Chen how to counter majority weapons. However, Naruto incorporated it into his ability to evade and dodge. When seeing Temujin win for a strike, Naruto just frees his sword solid, making the blade heavy to wield, before he would grab Temujin by the face and knee him right in the face. And once Temujin woke up, Naruto and him talk, and Naruto's calm and compassionate demeanor have an effect on Temujin's development. Without fighting him into a standstill, Naruto ended up approaching him with a philosophical insight about morality, power, and the impact both would have on someone's actions. Temujin realizes that the point of the Jalel Stone is not good. With this Temujin vows to help Naruto hunt Haido. Now, Haido does use Sun and Glow to enhance his strength, but when he does try that, when Naruto and him clash fists, His fist crumbles upon meeting Naruto's, like his hand shatters upon meeting it. He's in a full force punch to the chest, and then his body kind of ran itself through Naruto's fist. Yeah, that was just literally one attack. First one clash, and then his body falls into Naruto's fist and impales itself. And that was the end of the fight, right then and there. Now Temujin would survive, and he ends up taking the Galil Stone. He does move in with the nomadic tribe, but they should set up around the outskirts of Konoha, telling them we should stay in the Land of Fire. And they're like, we haven't been moving around that long, so we can travel Land of Fire until you're ready to leave it. So with that, they have what they need, staying in the Land of Fire around Konoha. And Temujin had actually learned the power of the Galil Stone. So yeah. Next movie, yay! Guardians of the Crescent Moon Kingdom. Oh wait, guys want to know about Sasuke? Here he's literally in jail right now for abandoning the village. Alright. Guardians of the Crescent Moon Kingdom. So Naruto's initial interaction with Prince Hikaru is amusing and kind of tense. Naruto's towering frame doesn't intimidate a little kid like that, but also he's very casual with him, treating him like an average kid. I mean, you're a kid, try to treat you any different. Even if you're a prince, you're a child. I have no need to give you but common respect. So yeah. But he kind of ends up treating him more like an actual kid. Like he treats him kind of like a little brother. Though I've said earlier, Naruto does have a very big soft spot for old people that are basically anyone above 80, and then anyone below 12. That's kind of why he's so nice with Konohamaru, who gets slapping back in the head earlier. Now, when it comes down to Amio, she's not a throwaway character. But here's the character that Naruto does flirt with a lot throughout the movie, and does engage in a small, very much physical relationship that Sakura is tired of hearing at night. But we're going to go on to the battle against, the guy's name was Shababa, maybe that. Probably wrong, but even that's a funny name. Now it comes to the first confrontation. One guy that Naruto had to fight on the water, and he uses Nine Tails power. Although that the fight took the little water, Sakura didn't leave. We're both here to look around saying, that's stupid. Immediately, the guy's teammate's like, oh yeah, of course it's stupid. He's fighting so-and-so. Immediately Sakura says, I want you to use his ice release. Immediately everyone realizes, or the enemy realizes, why it's such a bad idea. And as the entire water just froze, coating their teammate in just a statue of ice. Naruto flicks it, shattering it, and then walks ashore. To people who try to charge Naruto for killing your friend, Naruto really just wave the air, and he says, Wing Blade. And they're all cut down from that one blade. If you guys are wondering why Naruto doesn't, I'm not saying that Naruto uses hand seals. He does not need to. He is literally just that skilled. There's a tier of one-handed hand seals. Naruto is on no hand seals. He just needs to flow enough chakra into his body, or his hands, and he executes jutsu perfectly. And one hand seal to say release or to cast again jutsu, but other than that, flow the right amount of chakra, flow it correctly through your body, it works. So, yeah. Pause real quick. Okay. Now we do get to Hikaru's kingdom, or his father's kingdom. Hikaru's the prince. When I get there, Shababa is like, oh, where are my men? Sakura says, in half and in pieces. Naruto then froze the entire building, and Shababa's statues carried out, like Kakashi, who just sets him outside, like a lawn ornament. And then, Hikaru, his father, take over the kingdom once more. But let's open up economic benefits for the kingdom due to how rich the land of the kingdom, or Crescent Moon Kingdom, is. So yeah. Next arc. First, the time skip. No, Naruto's power did have a ripple effect upon the Konoha 12, with Neji finding Naruto's abandoned training ground and finding Chen's old book dating how Naruto had trained. Neji realized how Naruto had trained, bringing his team there, bringing Guy, Tenten, and Lee there, and they both been training the same way that Naruto did. But eventually, only one left training that way are Neji and Lee. Guy already has his own way of training, he prefers that. Washington just says it's too difficult on her body, but she doesn't mind using her swords to practice on this. Washington does train, but not in the same way that Neji and Lee are doing, by punching it. Guy would enjoy it, but he does realize he didn't do it, but Neji and Lee love it. He doesn't want to ruin that with his overwhelming ability to do the same things. In characters like Kimaru, he's actually embracing technology, even using it to enhance his shadow abilities. He has realized this make things a lot easier, but he has realized, at least from knowing Naruto for so long, despite making things easy, he worked hard so he can make them easy. With Kimaru being using less tech, but also doing his kind of working on expanding his chakra power so he can enhance the technology around him. He's making the tech stronger with his own body. So he's actually able to cast shadows that go a lot longer for a lot more wide spaces, basically enhancing his jutsu overall with technology, but also making himself much stronger in general. By the time the 2.5 years are up, basically all of Konoha 12 are Jonin, except for Sasuke. He's a genin still, because he was in jail for a while. By this point, though, Kakashi and him had finished their training. Sasuke basically learning more versions of Chidori. Also, with Kakashi unlocking one Kyo Sharingan, Sasuke and him will train together to unlock that, which he's not able to do yet, but he knows what it consists of and the costs of it. In fact, Kakashi even read the Uchiha tablet, knowing what it says. But also with a bit of investigating, Kakashi would have a bit of help. They can tell the Uchiha tablet has been tampered with. Already evidence that the Uchiha followed was incorrect, so Sasuke already thinks his clan died for nothing. Well, he already doesn't know why they died, but later on he thinks that they died for nothing, because the tablet tampered with. Pause real quick. What else? Oh yeah, Naruto's a penguin sage. It sounds ridiculous, but what it basically does is make someone a full master of water, which Naruto did not need. He's already created a water style jutsu. The mastery he has over it now is basically just absurd. He can fire a water style jutsu at you, and he can throw it back at you. But he can literally just hold out his hand, and then just throw it back at you. Literally throw it back at you. Oh, well, water dragon jutsu. You know, in the air, touch it, and reverse it. So, yeah, he basically has complete control in the minion over water. Also, he can talk to birds. So, yeah. Alright. Now, when Naruto returns, he's asked to lead the mission to save Gaara. Naruto calls Gaara a troublesome brat, but the mission goes on. At this point, everyone, most Konoha 12 are about 18. But Team Guy is all around about... Well, Hinata would be 17 because she's the youngest. Naruto is... Well, she'd be about 18 still, actually. Team Guy are around 20. So, yeah, because they're all older than canon. Neji already lived longer than what he did in canon. So, yeah. Also, Neji and Lee both Neji learned the gates from Lee, because Lee started practicing the gates to break some of the statues whenever his fists were too broken down. But also basically made Lee and Neji much more powerful characters with their AP being off the charts. Pause. Okay. Also, this time, the land of snow in Konoha combined with all their technological advances. You know, Konoha kind of looks how it does in Boruto with the amount of technology, which I don't think is exaggerated, seeing what we know about technology from Naruto, but it's filler. The filler in this one is kind of embraced. At least the most significant filler, in my opinion. But yeah, the rescue mission. First, when Naruto and Sakura both arrive, Naruto is just him and Sakura. Sasuke and Kakashi are on their mission right now. When it comes down to them finding Kankuro, he literally just throws Kankuro's body and tells Sakura, do what you need to. And he just says he isn't going to go find Gaara himself. He can sense him. So Naruto's driven around the building, running at top speeds. Chio does keep up, but he tells her he does not care for anyone else around him right now. No, he needs to save his friend. He doesn't say friend, he says brother. As he does consider Gaara a little brother. He's annoying to him, but he considers few people little brothers. Inari, Konohamaru, Hikaru, and Gaara. Those are his 4 little brothers to him. But eventually he does arrive at the whole boulder place, and Neji sensed him a while ago, so they went with him. When it comes to the seals, he does say he can try to freeze the building and shatter it, or not the building, but freeze the statue and shatter it. But immediately Neji, Lee, and Tenten and Gaia also able to do it themselves, as they end up ripping off the seals, then Naruto would just punch through the boulder in one go. And he got there much earlier on, plus some guys faster. So, by the time they arrived, Gaara's having the One Tails extracted. But by the time that Naruto sees that, though, he immediately just froze Data as solid and then shattered him. Now, mainly Sasori does try to fight. They fight Naruto, using his puppets even. But Naruto just exhale once before spitting out a giant round with water. Kind of fills up the entire area, not even freezing the exit shut, so the room fills up with water. But he would freeze it all, except himself and the main body, Sasori. As realizes all puppets are solid and they cannot move in the ice. Naruto just walked towards him, punching Sasori into the building, or not the building, but in the surrounding area. And immediately, this led to him kind of just quitting, because one punch from Naruto cracked most of his body. He had all the illumination he had, but Naruto still was solid and just crushed his head, so he can't forgive Sasori. But he thought out a few puppets, seeing that they were actually human-looking, so he thought out the third Kazekage and then his parents. He took the puppets out by hand, also Gaara, who's just asleep now. Shio would arrive, and asks what happened to Sasori, and he says he's dead. Also, you can have these if you want, I don't want them. And it's just the 3 puppets that Sasori had. Eventually, she does thaw out all the ice as Shio actually takes in all the puppets, but that she's old and doesn't really fight now, she just gives them all to Kankuro, who decides to master them, but Shio helps him. So, it's like buff for Kankuro. So, yeah. Also, with Naruto allowing Konoha, they also begin getting a bit of technology flowed into them, which she does help their economy greatly. As they begin kind of learning how to use it, enhance their puppets, then they expand their workability. So Suna even gets a small economic increase from Konoha's direct help or funding, but given or allowed tech position. So yeah. For the Tenji Bridge reconnaissance mission. Sasuke's in Konoha at this point, so it's really just here for Sasori to meet Kabuto and can get information on what Orochimaru's been doing. But, what else? Oh yeah. When this happens, when they approach Tenchi Bridge, Naruto flat out just says he shouldn't walk on the bridge. So he was walking across the bridge, seeing this Kankuro would see him and try to run immediately. But we get some panel from Lookism where Shigyon chasing James Lee. There's some panel of that, but not sure she catches Kabuto. And also jump out to punch Naruto in the face, having a new body already. But even when his punch landed, it unfazed Naruto as he still had Kabuto in his hands. He turned to Kabuto's stone as Naruto was hit in the chest with a Chidori, seeing him flying through the air. These men met with a kick to the back from Sakura. Then Kakashi would finish it off with the Chidori, severing a good part of Orochimaru's body and badly injuring him. Then the Naruto freezes him before he can fully regurgitate, and that ends up holding them both in place. So with this, Naruto walking over, putting his hand on Orochimaru's face, thawing him out, but holding his mouth shut. Kakashi and Sasuke both use Genjutsu on him to forcefully get information from him. And with that, they end up going on to find all the other bases, freeing them all, including Todoroki, who actually does take all the liking to Naruto and Sasuke. When he just sends Naruto's chakra, she does feel icy, which isn't since Naruto's chakra. It feels very scary, but also kind of just chilled out at the same time. What else? Next arc. It'll be the Bond movie. Yeah. This arc is honestly a pretty easy arc to go over. Konoha having advanced technology, but also Naruto having his own ice abilities, finding someone from the sky and not being able to freeze the air. This arc is in no one's favor, or no enemy's favor. So when we get into Shino, that's his name, he does try to use chakra enhanced strength and all that, but even when he does clashes with Naruto, he does realize, you can tell Naruto's holding back, and Naruto's still equaling out his maximized strength. Naruto tries to go above and beyond using the Zero Tails. But even then, Naruto is still wailing on him, even with his enhanced strength. Like, he's going all out, even enhancing it with chakra. Naruto's not even going at, 80% power, at maximum 60. Even then, Shino cannot compare. 61% is breaking his fists each time Naruto's and his collide. Eventually, he's worn down, trying to, escape. But when he turned around, though, Sasuke would just shove a sword through his chest and then let him die. That ends the fight. So that ended the fight right then and there. So Shino was not really a big threat to Naruto or anyone. Akatsuki suppression. We're going to utilize our allies here. We're going to utilize Temujin. Temujin will be told about, the possibility of two Akatsuki members in this area, and Temujin kind of embracing more of a, shinobi look, kind of a knight. He does carry around a giant claymore this time around. In fact, he's older, but also he does sport like typical Ambu pants, and the shinobi bandage under his arms, but also a kind of regular black shirt, even shinobi sandals. But he still has the power of Galel. So Temujin's the one who finds Kakuzu and Hidan. But we have Shikamaru and Choji, and basically Shikamaru himself is Jonin. He's the one leading the mission. Yeah, Shikamaru, Choji, Asuma, and Ino. Basically, it's the original Team 10. I'm dumb. But also, that's basically the same group, but adding on Ino and Choji. They find Temujin fighting them both. Temujin one-handedly holding off Hidan without really much effort, but then also using his own energy blast to blast back Kakuzu, destroying one of his hearts already. But when we see Kakuzu go in for another attack, we see Choji jump in, clashing fists with him, eking out his strength. They're basically exact equals strength-wise. But other than that, Kakuzu kind of outclasses Choji. If Choji went full power, he'd outclass him in strength overall, but just strength and AP is kind of all Choji has on Kakuzu. There's something close for a bit till Choji started being overwhelmed by, fucking ninjutsu. But Ino would maintain to Kakuzu, who, until we end up seeing Izumoketsu get in place, and Ino will quickly back out when Shikamaru wakes her up, and Izumoketsu destroy 2 more hearts, leaving him down to only 3. When Shikamaru had eventually appeared behind him, shoving just one little kunai into the remaining heart. Choji would punch him in the chest, full force, caving it in, and killing him. You don't realize Kakuzu is dead, but then he's met with an energy blast from Temujin, sending him flying back to his body, badly scorched. But then we see Shikamaru traveling in shadow to freeze him in place, and then Temujin was cut him in pieces in an instant, killing him. Not killing him, but kind of just not making him able to move. Then one energy blast kind of just erases Hidan right then and there, and actually does kill him. His body is erased. So that ends Temujin. Well, Naruto at this point does he learned Rasen Shuriken in a dream. Before the time that he what if I just throw it? And then he has Rasen Shuriken in the back of his mind. He knows it exists. He just does not want to use it. There's no need for him to use it. Itachi pursuit mission. When Naruto encounters Itachi, Sasuke is there with him. Itachi kind of has to spill everything because Naruto revealed he knew everything, so we're wondering if he should treat Itachi, or if he should tell Itachi's business to Sasuke. Also, he learns everything, and Itachi simply tells him he wants to fight him one day to the death. Itachi does not want to die because he's sick and wants to die because he had someone he loves kill him. But that's not going to happen right now. Then we go on to the next mission. Alright, what else? The Inheritor of Fire movie. It's a Hiroko movie. When it comes down to this movie, simply put, if you want to stop Naruto, don't. That easy. Naruto's like, hey, I want him in a body bag. Naruto's like, you can't have him in a body bag. Naruto says, I will freeze this village solid and go put him in a body bag, come back and unthaw it. Naruto says, go put him in a body bag. And then Naruto leaves peacefully. That easy. So he goes find Hiroko on his own. Hiroko tries to fight Naruto, knowing he's an ice user, but he doesn't think that he can bring ice use to Naruto's level. So he thinks he can take the basic Genkai. But he's interrupted early. Naruto and Hiroko end up fighting Hiroko not even at full power, but Naruto has his Rasen Shuriken for the first time here, but his Rasen Shuriken is the size of a fucking mountain. He has that much energy and chakra in his body. So he throws it at Hiroko, and guess which watch Hiroko will be hit by it and basically be turned to nothingness, including also a mountain range. But yeah. So if anything, they kind of made a new border. If anything else, but yeah. and the tale of Jiraiya the Gallant. Jiraiya had increased in power during the time of becoming a perfect sage, but eventually he was caught off guard by Konan, being covering his mouth with a sheet of paper, including his nose. This shouldn't be much, but Konan's paper does stick to your face, and it's actually suffocating Jiraiya. And from behind, a path of pain before it fully dies, impales Jiraiya through the back with a rod, and then David Pack jumps in, and then full on impaling Jiraiya, throwing him from a window once they're done. Jiraiya hit the ground, and summoned Pa Toad, summoned a Toad in general, and then wrote the letter that he needed on a piece of paper to have their back, because he had enough energy to do so. But she got on Mami Abogu after not being able to survive treatment, or not being able to survive even with treatment. So Jiraiya actually had a proper funeral. His body is not just gone. He had a proper funeral. In the funeral, we see characters like Tsunade and Kakashi, all in hard comfort Naruto. When you see him cry, they don't even see him cry. They see ice streaks on his face with his cap covering his eye, with the shadow of it covering his eyes. They do see multiple streaks of ice down his face. But then reaches into Jiraiya's coffin, and once everyone's gone, and then freezes him, after kind of adjusting his position. Next day, though, they actually see the massive statue of Jiraiya, made of ice, but painted in the traditional colors of Jiraiya. Because this for skin, his skin is just ice blue. Not too much time for all that. But I can tell inside is the freezing frozen body of Jiraiya if you look hard enough, but they completely just don't mind it. The Jiraiya statue is enough to commemorate his memory. Alright, move on to the fated battle between brothers. This one, all from 7 is here to watch it. Naruto, Kakashi, Sakura, we're watching it as Kakashi, Kisame does try to stop them, but Naruto just grabs Kisame and knocks him out with one punch, and then ends the involvement of Kisame. Pause real quick. Okay, sorry. But yeah, this battle goes on, and this is a stronger Sasuke, plus his mastery of the curse mark is, absurd. And Orochimaru is actually in prison. He can't really come out through Sasuke's curse mark, so Itachi would never need to do that here. Eventually, by the end of it, though, this does lead to Itachi's death, but this time Sasuke actually does get close to killing him. Curse mark, all that. Let's say at one point, Itachi would try to block one of Sasuke's Chidori's, but then he would then use Chidori's strain, and one of the blows that actually fatally wound Itachi. Even though he has succumb to that one injury, instead of sickness. And as she dies, hugging Sasuke, a smile on his face. No poke to the forehead, just flat out, he loves his brother, he hugs him. Sasuke hugs his brother back until he feels his body go limp. Now, eventually in Zetsu and Obito rise from the ground, they just feel Naruto stare on them. And immediately they go back into the ground. Eventually back in the village, they end up seeing Sasuke get the Monkey Go Sharingan, but also eventually Tsunade would actually talk about how Kakashi talk about when you know there's some tablet you can transfer your eyes. So they do that. Sasuke gets the EMS, he reads his own tablet, but also figures out how more of it is messed with, tampered. The entire stone tablet is just incorrect. He knows that. Plus, before he knows about the clan, he finds out what they wanted was useless. They died for nothing. They died because someone controlled them. But at this point, once Itachi does feel it, once Sasuke does realize this, he's actually a bit more angry. The point where him and Naruto's bond is kind of wavering now, because Sasuke doesn't want to admit it, but he's pissed off more than before. But Naruto knows it. Sasuke just tries to pretend he can't tell, or try to pretend he can hide it. But we're going to go on to the movies. We're going to Naruto the movie, but we're going to involve Zabuza, Haku, and Temujin once more. The movie begins with a chilling prophecy that Naruto will die battling a great evil. But as in the timeline, filmed as open with this description, but Naruto's attitude towards it this time, when you hear about it from Shion, is completely different. He's a pretty just chill person, pun intended. All about this, he doesn't seem to care. Also because the battle, when you see all of the Inky kind of like samurai marching through the valleys, Konoha literally just used their advanced technology to blow apart the entire areas, trapping them under rubble, and using their earth users to hold them in place. Thinking shifts, of course, but the arms trying to stop because they can't really get through the rubble. Plus, they keep being blown apart or frozen by Naruto. Also, just teching Konoha that freezes people in place. He invented their technology, just ice grenades that just freeze people for a few hours, maybe even days. Excuse me. But we go on to the prophecy once Naruto hears about it. When Shion tells Naruto about his death, he just laughs, saying, "If I die, I'll die in a cool way. Just watch. But until then, I still have a lot of shit to do, including saving you." Now, Yomi, the villain, would be trying to revive Mordio. He does realize that Konoha's always one step ahead, or at least on equal footing, because of their technology, but also their funding to hire outside forces to help. So, the team is Zabuza, Haku, and Temujin. I think because someone in Temujin's Nomad clan got killed, Zabuza and Haku tried to defend Land Waves from a few American soldiers, and they did. Zabuza had learned ice release, but it was still kind of difficult to go through it. Also, for this one, I'm talking about just their unique skill sets. Zabuza basically has the mentality of this mission of the job done, kill the bad guys. Just a week. Easy. Also, Zabuza does acknowledge that Naruto's the leader of this mission. At 16, Naruto could have killed him in one shot. He knows that. So, he acknowledges him as the strongest one and the leader here. But Zabuza basically acts as the team's main powerhouse because Naruto just chills in the back, but giving them instructions. And, he kind of clashes through anyone with ease. It's just, his endurance is not the best. It is, but compared to the rest of the team, not really. But he is basically a devastating force. Haku is Zabuza's guard, also being a lot stronger to the point where he's probably low Kage level, including Zabuza as well. They're basically able to move between forces as well. Haku kind of acts as the guardian of the team, including Shion. Before, Temujin did have someone from his clan killed to wants vengeance, but also he has complete mastery over the Galil Stone and all abilities associated with it. He just only uses Energy Blast. He doesn't need much more than that, aside from his raw skill and power. Now, when Naruto and Shion, his laid-back personality just clash with her uptight, doom-laden attitude. But when he's talking about how Naruto will die, he just says, "When I do, it'll look cool. Just watch." But when the battle starts, Zabuza would start off with an ice assault, and he would take the front line, carving through any enemy, like turning Kubikiri Bocho into a longer, basically making a Buster Sword even more Buster Sword-ish. And coating it in ice, but also flowing through chakra, basically makes it an immovable or unstoppable force, and then nothing can stop it. Haku did generally just flick his wrist with Senbon and fuse with ice, and when anything they hit, they just freeze. It's impossible to stop it. Like, if you want to stop it with your hand, it'll just impale your hand and freeze you. Or, blow it out of the air. Whatever you try to hit to float, like the cannon. It'll hit the cannon and freeze the cannon. It basically cannot be stopped. It'll freeze whatever it hits. And Temujin basically just waves energy with his attack, but also is able to actually detect and weaken Mordio because they're kind of a direct counter to each other. Or Temujin being a direct counter to him. And also using his Sage abilities is also more effective here, just because he's able to phrase this. Actually, I think this movie is before Sage mode, but Naruto's from Sage mode a lot earlier, so yeah. But he would use a new ability, basically flowing Sage energy into his Rasengan, throwing it, and kind of just ending anyone who's hit by it. But honestly, this is not really a good fight for anyone. They're all stronger than most characters, including Zabuza and Haku as a collaboration. Temujin basically is the top of the verse, aside from maybe Naruto. That's not being dishonest. He has basically mastery over the Galil Stone in every single way. Like, he blasts energy. Like, he doesn't even use chakra. That's already him negating. Oh, Genjutsu. Genjutsu needs chakra. Temujin is basically the complete opposite of verse equalization. His power is already different. If you want to give him burst equalization, you're weakening him. So yeah, he's basically the complete opposite of a ninja. But yeah, they're all able to basically beat Mordio without really much effort. Temujin's the one who destroys it, basically disrupting his attempt to regenerate by flowing his energy into it and blowing it apart. For the Pain Assault arc, I should cover this earlier. What do you think would happen? Naruto's just there immediately. And he freezes the air. He literally freezes the air on Pain, let him fall and crumble. So the Classic Assault arc is honestly just bullshit. There's nothing, or Pain Assault arc is just bullshit, nothing there. He killed Nagato, or killed the Passive Pain, killed Nagato, took his running gun, destroyed those. Easy. So yeah. But Fire Summit, Naruto's there in place of Tsunade. They went, what about Danzo? There's not one person in the village who does not know that Naruto is the smartest person there. He shows it off avidly. If he doesn't just try to, everyone knows he is the smartest. Even in Kage Summit, he does not wear the Kage hat. He literally just has it on his hip. For his backup, he does have Haku, Zabuza, Temujin, and Sasuke in the shadows. But we're going to see like Mei and Kurotsuchi. He does point out how Kurotsuchi has not a big chest, but she's a pretty woman, and calls Mei a pretty woman with a big chest. But Mei actually floats back with him the entire meeting. After the meeting here, he comes to refer to Gaara as his younger brother. But also we have Yuki here. In fact, her relation with the Hidden Leaf makes her a powerhouse. Temujin is also there for his own reason, being the fact that his nomad clan is one of the stronger forces in the world. So even if the nation isn't big, he is a very dominant force. So there's a lot of reasons why Naruto's allies are here, including the rest of Moon Kingdom. They're here for the fact that they're rich as shit. So Mei develops friendship with Naruto because he's handsome and he hits on her. Gaara is basically Naruto's adopted sibling. Of course, in Moon Kingdom, one, he views their prince as a little brother, and their king loves him. Their king adores Naruto for saving their son and their kingdom. Land of Snow, Yuki has a crush on Naruto right now because he's 18. But also, in fact, he also saves their kingdom. And then Naruto, we have Temujin, who is one of the stronger forces in the world right now. And Zabuza and Haku, who are both able to not take down. They're able to take down the country on their own. But as a duo, they'd be able to take down one. So yeah, there's definitely five allies there, or 6 allies, is that make Naruto so powerful, make the Hidden Leaf so powerful. Naruto alone is one of the reasons the village is so powerful, obviously. He's a special Jonin for having these allies. Now, Madara does interrupt the meeting, proclaim the Fourth Great Ninja War. Naruto just looks at Madara and says, "Oh, for a guy with such big plans, I'll wait for you to hide behind a mask." This does unnerve Madara, but still, it kind of scares him. For the Fourth Great Ninja War, Obito does break Orochimaru and Kabuto out of jail, but Madara does realize he's down a Rinnegan, or not a Rinnegan, down 2 Rinnegan. This war is going on, but there's definitely a lot of issues. There's no 6 Paths to Pain from Obito using the former Jinchuriki. They're kind of reanimations, but even then, when they turn into their tailed beast forms, Naruto literally just freezes the entire area and crumbles the tailed beasts, kind of killing them yet not at the same time. Actually, no, probably just freezes the Jinchuriki and then yeah. But we're not talking about that right now. We're kind of just going to talk about the Countdown arc. The Countdown arc, Konoha is basically preparing all their advanced technology, and not sharing all of it, but sharing enough to make the villages powerful enough to hold them off. At this point, certain characters like Shikamaru, Choji, Ino, Nata, Neji, Lee, they're all like top of their specialty fighters. Ino's basically the greatest user of her jutsu currently, same for Shikamaru, same for Choji. They basically all 3 lead their own squadrons with members from other clans to enhance their jutsu experience. Hinata is basically a master of the Gentle Fist, Neji is a master of the 8 Gates, and the Gentle Fist. Lee is basically the best user of the 8 Gates currently, aside from Guy. And this Guy has techniques for the 8th Gate, Lee does not. So they all lead their own squads. And they also actually have a lot of advanced technology. Temujin is basically doing something by kind of guarding the land of snow. Zabuza and Haku has split up. Zabuza is guarding the land of waves. Then Haku's guarding the land of Crescent Moon. Kingdom Crescent Moon, Temujin's in the land of snow. But because those are being attacked by by reanimation that Temujin and all of them cut them down with really no difficulty. We also kind of just basically, like, once Tsunade woke up, she did become the new Hokage, but Naruto is her advisor. So. But we're going to go on to the road to Ninja movie. This one, Naruto's happy to see his parents are alive, in fact, even smiling for once, like a genuine, like wide mouth smile. Instead of just like usual, just smirk or closed mouth smile. But Naruto is able to more or less see through this immediately. Because even if his parents are alive, his parents being dead are what made him who he is. His parents being dead and letting Chen take him in and made him who he is. His strength, his body right now is thanks to his parents being dead and Chen taking him in. And Sakura even knows the fact that her parents are dead would probably weaken her or make her a weaker version of Naruto. She already knows the fact that she's either not strong, she'd either be way too strong or way weaker because her parents would be alive or could be dead is mind-boggling to her. Eventually, we come down to like Menma. Also, the Naruto here, everyone is surprised that he's so chill and laid back. He's usually the Naruto for this world is a lot more like a Kainu. But when it comes down to the Menma of this universe, the one that tries to fight Naruto, not on him. It's like the same Menma as canon. When it comes down to that, Naruto says, "Oh, you're not a powerful person." He kind of proceeds to actually beat the absolute shit out of this Menma with really no effort. He dogs him. So, yeah. I did have a script for the Blood Prison movie, but honestly, I don't need another 2-hour video, so I'm just going to the normal arcs. Look at confrontation arc for potential war. When that begins, Naruto can summon an army of penguins to go fight, but also he has his usual allies. Now, the Zetsu armies are basically useless in this one. Madara finds that out, or Madara and Obito find that out very, 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 very early on. When it comes to Naruto finding finding Nagato and Itachi, Sasuke's with him, but so's Killer Bee. So, when it came down to Naruto quite literally just froze him solid right then and there. And then Itachi, Sasuke, and Itachi both have usually a regular flat-out fight. At this point, Sasuke had actually fully overcome Itachi's power. He surpassed him. So he beat Itachi pretty handily. Not easily, but it was definitely more in Sasuke's favor. Now, fights go on. I honestly don't think much different, but apart from the fact that Obito is frequently more or less swayed by Naruto earlier on. The reason that Madara is not swayed by Naruto, it's not possible for him, is the fact that Naruto's mentality is more modern, while Madara grew up in a war era. So, if Madara were in this version, the era that Naruto was born into, he'd be swayed pretty quickly like Obito was. So Madara is the one who became a Ten Tails Jinchuriki. Thing is, though, Naruto's still beating back a Ten Tails. He may not be beyond level physically, but he's damn close. But also, his ice can cover the entire Ten Tails. But because of the Ten Tails being like Ten Tails Jinchuriki, first the Ten Tails, Obito and Madara is Naruto dog it. But also, because of Madara being Ten Tails Jinchuriki, almost Naruto's full power on display right here and now. In fact, the first time he actually gets injured is in this fight. The first time he gets seriously injured. And Madara is the one who takes his leg. By kind of grabbing him and throwing him at full force, and then his leg hits a rock, being obliterated. But once they see that, they see Naruto pretty easily just rip it off. Oh, she only for him to stand up on one leg, and then regrow a new leg out of ice. But you just say Madara that owes him a new pair of pants. Madara says you can have them in the image of Tsukuyomi. Sasuke then reveals this own tablet is tampered with. He knows it. He had people investigate it. Madara is frozen in place, only for Zetsu to impale him from behind. And then this is where we get the revelation of Kaguya. Yay! But immediately, first they meet Hagoromo, and then they were both given, their power. Sasuke gives it Rinnegan, but Naruto tells Sasuke he doesn't need this power. Was confused, so Naruto grabbed him by the face, flowing success chakra into Sasuke, giving him 2 Rinnegan. And Sasuke, confused, so Naruto just says he's pissed off, all the power he needs. But basically charge the same speed somehow towards Kaguya. He transports them to a whole new dimension, but Naruto then just yells Ice Age, completely freezing the surrounding area around them. Not the entire dimension, but most of the area they're in. Even when they go to an ice dimension, Naruto's just relentless force is scary to Kaguya. Like, physically, I don't think she's on par with the Ten Tails. I don't think she's on par with most tailed beasts. She's definitely powerful, but not on the same level as everyone else. Or other tailed beasts. At least the 4 that are above Naruto, if not kind of relative to him. At least it's kind of him and Kaguya either going blow for blow, or him overwhelming her. So Naruto has ways to overwhelm Kaguya pretty easily, and then Sasuke has more power than Ganon, and can use that to beat Kaguya. By the end of it, though, they have beaten Kaguya. And when they come back to the land of, like, the normal dimension after Sasuke brought them there, they just point out how Naruto still kept True Singing Orbs. Naruto holds out his hand, bringing them to his hand, crushes them, and turns them into a new pant leg. And eventually this does lead to a fight between Naruto and Sasuke still. But it's basically over the fact that Naruto just wanted to have fun. Not fun, but it's just so the rivalry once and for all. Because they didn't trick Sasuke, saying, you gave me one more power, I think you can really beat me once and for all. And he tells Sasuke, yeah, he's still kind of mad. They head to Final Valley, and Naruto would laugh, saying he's gonna kick Sasuke's ass like he did before. Down at this point, everyone who's in a war that can fit in the surrounding area is watching them fight. And then the giant explosion, though, Naruto does freeze the attack mid-air, so it doesn't damage the surrounding area. Like, yeah, the structures around them are already rebuilt because of Naruto and Sasuke's previous fight. But Naruto and Sasuke Sasuke going without even using a Susanoo that's even more powerful. Naruto would jump on the Susanoo and begin freezing lightning that's coursing through it. Sasuke realizes the Susanoo's being weighed down, and when he realizes it, though, Naruto would bursting through the ice. He's grabbing Sasuke by the face and then freezing him solid. And he tells Sasuke, you're definitely stronger than me jutsu-wise, but my jutsu, but my limited arsenal, my versatility with it is unmatched. Sasuke falls about to be shattered, only for Naruto to catch him last minute, and then he unthaws Sasuke, or thaws him out. Now Sasuke's definitely a bit mad that he lost that fight, but he did over here what Naruto had said. Sasuke's defense has a few edges on Naruto, but his versatility is basically unmatched. That's what makes him so powerful. Well, and his fact that he's physically unmatched too. He was literally boxing God most of the time. He was not like, oh, ice. No, he boxed Kaguya most of that time. Literally, he's just boxing if he wants to throw hands, so. Yeah. Naruto the Last movie. And that one, on the moon, Shion had a dream of this, so she actually brought on the moon to, figure out what they saw. Also, Hinata's canonically taken, and Naruto she does save her this time around, but he kind of just turns his ice leg into a club. But soon, we get on to winning on the moon, and Naruto's the only one here, besides from Hinata and Shion, because Hinata wants Hanabi back. But yeah, it's literally just these three. They don't really need anyone else. But eventually, as the navigate the train, Hinata would get Hamura's chakra, and we get on into. I'm going to the final fight, honestly, when they're on the moon, like the surface of the moon. Because, first the love thing. And we see that, Naruto can see Hinata's love for him, but also Shion is there too, and he's able to see Shion's love for him as well. It does clash, and she does only kind of interested in one of them, but he's still a perv, so the thought of two of them physically makes him happy. Thought of two of them mentally, though, does a bit confuse him, because he doesn't know how he managed to love two women same amount. Body-wise, Hinata. Personality-wise, both of them. But there's a few aspects they each edge out each other. So Naruto does fight Toneri very much mentally nerfed, but also by this time, Naruto is about 22. So he's able to pretty candidly still box Toneri in a pretty fair way. When Toneri tried to use his Sensei on cloak, Grandmother said, can we finally use it? He says, alright, fine, it's troublesome though. And you see Naruto activate the KCM cloaks. You're wondering, oh, why is he just not using it? He's had it for the majority of the story, he just doesn't want to use it. It's troublesome to him. It's being granted power. He doesn't like it. That's why he gave Sasuke the 6 class chakra. He doesn't need given power. So with this, we came down to him using the KCM cloak. Really, everyone on Earth who sent chakra felt the pressure of the KCM cloak. Even Toneri began backing up, saying how strong it made Naruto. Naruto went all out intentionally to scare Toneri. When Toneri tried to slash the moon in half using that one jutsu, Naruto said, he'll do you one better, and froze the entire moon. Toneri began slipping on the ground as Naruto worked on it pretty candidly, but then went back to his base state. He then reached out, grabbing Toneri's eyes from his skull, and gave them to Hinata, who was unfrozen, and Hanabi as well. Now we got our eyes back, and Toneri, Naruto asked him, do you just want, like, decent eyes, dude? You don't really... We have a few criminals, we can just give you a regular Byakugan. You don't need to be blind. And true Naruto's word, he does give Toneri regular Byakugan, but not pure eyes. They don't really feel the Tenseigan. Like, Sasuke at this point basically saved the Sage 6 pass. He's achieved, like, even Sage 6 pass level of wiseness. So, yeah. By the time we do go on to... Actually, let me hold up. Okay. So, the kids that Naruto would have with Hinata would be... He'd have 3. He basically has 3 kids each with each wife, so the fact that they would kind of feel equal. With Hinata, he still has Boruto and Himawari, but Boruto would also inherit Naruto's affinity for, ice. Ice release, but not as potent as Naruto's. To edge that out, he does have the Jogan. And then for Himawari, she would basically have Naruto's much chakra levels, which does make her Byakugan much more potent. The point where her eyes are, in terms of visual powers, unmatched. You were trying to oh, you can see things slowly. So, sure, so can I. I can copy, so can I. One thing that edges her out visually wise would be MS, due to the hacks, for EMS running on. One thing her eyes don't have are hacks. The other kid is Yukihime, a daughter, who has basically the perfect blend of Byakugan and ice manipulation, where she has the general ice manipulation ability, but also the Byakugan. So she's pretty average, but her abilities are still pretty good. And her teacher is Haku. Zabuza didn't really need to be a warlord any longer. In fact, he's kind of old, kind of brought them down. So they hired someone else to be a warlord, being Inari, who was also a student of Haku. And he's just a pretty good all-around shinobi. He's, I'd say, on par of like maybe a slightly above average Jonin. Then Haku Zabuza went back to Konoha, then began training Yukihime, Yukihime, Himawari, and Boruto in ice release. But Himawari doesn't have affinity for it, so she doesn't really use it. She doesn't need to. She does really good with wind and water, though. Shion, her 3 kids are Kasahiko, who is a son of Naruto, and he basically has the ability to see through, not through, but he can briefly I compare him to kind of like Takemichi, where he can have glimpses in a fight of what his enemy's going to do next. That brings him above, basically anyone he fights. And he basically can summon illusions of ice spirits, like Ice Oni. Then you have a daughter, Setsuna, who has the Shion's actual dojutsu. But she can basically foresee any different distance in time. It can be 1 second from now to up to 50 years. That's her limit. That's basically her cap. But each future varies. Just with that background, I'm sorry. But yeah, each future kind of varies, depending on the events in the last it kind of just changes depending on how Setsuna feels. Where if she's happy, she'll see the best future. If she's sad, she'll see the worst future. If she's sad, she'll see a sad future. If she's depressed, she'll see the most depressing future. And it depends on how she feels in the moment. It's very much worsened yet enhanced by Naruto's DNA. And we have Rei, another son, who basically has a very similar skill set to Naruto, but he would prefer to have his own arsenal. So he kind of abandons Naruto's arsenal, yet having a very similar one. But Naruto's control over ice is still unmatched among all his children. Put it one more time. Oh yeah, by the way, Sasuke just does not leave Konoha. He traveled around for a bit, sure, but when it comes to who's going to travel around the most? It'd be Naruto. The being Aokiji is something he wants. He's still a lazy person. So the new Hokage is actually Sasuke. He's the new sage of Six Paths. It makes sense. But Naruto, he's basically the one who wanders the world, and occasionally he'll be able to travel dimensions. In fact, that he awakened his own Six Paths chakra on his own. With the Rinnegan, he actually does occasionally go to Sasuke saying, "Should I investigate dimensions?" Sasuke says, "Yeah, sure." He's a portal. And then Naruto leaves. Eventually, he's able to find a new portal, comes back. In fact, he actually just sends him to Sasuke opens the portal. Sasuke will open a portal like every 3 weeks. Then Naruto can find it. He's got a sense of chakra. Plus, he's fast as shit. So, kind of just works well. So Naruto's the one who leaves and travels the world, but he still stop by once in a while to hang out with his kids. Haku trains the ones who have ice in place of Naruto. So, yeah. The reason Ray does not use Naruto's arsenal as well, in fact, he does not like his father being gone so long. He loves him, just does not like that he's so distant. Alright, now we'll go over the kids of a few different characters. Now, Sasuke stays in Konoha. He is the Hokage, but also has the power to the Sage of Six Paths. So Sakura actually has more kids. She's the same amount as Naruto, 6. Sakura doesn't really mind having kids. She can heal herself immediately, and the pain kind of goes away. She's also used to more intense pain than usual. But Sakura already stays. She basically would have a mixture of Sage chakra in her eyes, but she gives her potential to awaken a Rinnegan. But she already has 3 Tomoe. Like, her first awakened Sharingan, she awakened a 3 Tomoe Sharingan first try. So she already has that. Plus Sasuke already knows she had the EMS by default, so would all of his kids. Shinichi Uchiha is Sasuke's other son. By the way, if you're wondering if they have a name of his family, they are not. He prefers to basically have them to rest in peace, especially his brother. So their names will not live on. But Shinichi basically has complete. How do I phrase this? He has some abilities as canonical Sarada, but also more intense to the point where his chakra is on par with like a majority of Jonin, if not higher. There's Aiko Uchiha, and she has exceptional chakra control. Oh, and Sharingan already. First three all the kids that have Sharingan have 3 Tomoe. The ones who don't are Shinichi, Tsubasa, and that's it. Shinichi and Tsubasa are only 2, and they're both boys. There's another boy in the family, but he's a Sharingan. But Aiko, she would have the exceptional chakra control with medical ninjutsu along with the Sharingan, which she actually mainly uses to find weak points in her enemy, which actually work out. Or weak points in humans, and then she uses that with her medical ninjutsu. Oh yeah, by the way, the oldest for each family that so far. Naruto's oldest is actually Kazuhiko, Shion's son. And then Boruto's second oldest, Himawari, is actually the youngest still. So yeah, so oldest, Kazuhiko, then Boruto, then Setsuna, then Yukihime, then Rei, then Himawari. And they're all roughly the same age. Himawari is the youngest at 10 though. Then Kazuhiko is about 15. The oldest for Sasuke and Sakura is Sarada. All the kids in order are the ages. Tsubasa. He excels in ninjutsu and taijutsu, having Sakura's strength. No Sharingan though. What makes up for that are basically learning the 100 healings, but then not really using healing ninjutsu. And also for weapons he uses basically a massive staff, kind of similar to King Enma's. King Enma in his expanded form, but he can actually wield it properly, so it works out. Reina, strong affinity for Genjutsu, and he can basically manipulate her enemy's chakra easily. Like, even without using a Sharingan, she can manipulate her enemy's chakra with Genjutsu. The point where she can actually start controlling their body without even touching them, or using a Sharingan. So, she's definitely the scariest child, but she's also one of the strongest. The only one that can beat her Sarada, and the fact that Sarada is equally as good with Genjutsu. And then Hikaru, he would basically combine Sakura and Sasuke's intelligence in terms of ability, to the point where he basically creates random jutsu on the fly. So he's the genius of the family, overall. So he basically creates random jutsu, including his Sharingan abilities. So you really know what's in his arsenal. He creates jutsu for fun, making him one of the smartest characters in the series. Then Temujin has kids with Karin. The fact that she doesn't really want to stay in Konoha, but there's also nowhere else for her to go, because her Toran Kabuto are dead. They were executed after the war. Temujin and Karin, basically take in the kids from Konoha's orphanage, and they walk around Konoha. Not Konoha, but walk around the Land of Fire. And there's markers all around the Land of Fire where Temujin had explored already. There's a few small spots he hasn't yet, but it's still fun to do so. Temujin and Karin both have 2 kids, Kaito and Miyuki. Kaito basically inherited Karin's healing abilities, but also the Galil Stone enhanced him to this point where he basically has instantaneous healing, kind of like Deadpool basically. Like, I'm not kind of Deadpool. The best friend would probably be Hulk or Wolverine. Both have better healing factors, but yeah, Kaito's basically invulnerable. He cannot die unless it's like only thing that can kill him is aging. Even then, he lives for a long ass time, for about 300 years. And then Temujin's kind of just immortal. It wouldn't really matter for him. Miyuki possesses a mix of chakra and the glow power, to the point where her chains are the ones that have the glow power. And she basically uses her chains are basically unstoppable weapons, to the point where they can kind of crush or hit anything. Like, she can knock down a held beast in one hit. She also would use barriers or just seals infused with glow energy. So she can't really downright use it, because that's Temujin's whole thing. But what little bit of it was passed down, she basically uses it to enhance jutsu overall, point where her barriers or seals are basically impenetrable, making her the best seal user in the series. I think Kakashi, because why not? I gave him Kitsuyuki. One kid is named Hakari. Yes, Hakari. Kind of like Hikaru, but Hakari. Hakari is the son who inherited Kakashi's intelligence and combat skill, but also he would inherit the ability for, snow release. Well, not inherit it, he learns it. And he's adept at basically using snow-based genjutsu and ninjutsu, but prefers genjutsu overall because it ends fights quickly and quietly. But also does have a saber made of ice given to him by Naruto. Because Naruto show them around, stop by, say hi to them, and eventually would actually create a saber once Kakashi was talking about the old, saber that him and his father both had. Actually create, or not to create one resembling it, but it's basically formed with chakra, to the point where it will only break if Naruto were to die. Which is unlikely. He's gonna live for a long ass time, plus he's scary as shit. So Akari has his saber, and it's also able to conduct lightning pretty easily. Like Kakashi still has a Sharingan, just doesn't use EMS. He's never had to. So Kakashi has Tsutomu Sharingan and all that, just not need to use his power. But Obito's dead. His crimes warranted execution. The next kid is a daughter, Tsumiki, and she's a daughter who basically combines not strong abilities, but Kakashi's affinity for lightning with also snow release. The one scene where Kakashi would basically electrocute the water droplets in the air? He basically creates snow in the air. Once they evaporate, she basically let out an aura of lightning that hits all of them, incapacitating everyone around her who she targets. Then we have Yukio, who basically has a natural talent for everything, including ice release and snow release, along with lightning, wind, and water. He's basically unstoppable. The fact that he all the jutsu that Kakashi knows for wind and water, Yukio has mastered. Yukio's also the youngest, at about 15. So, yeah. And Ninja Tenten also have kids. It's being Kenji and Makio Hyuga. How do you say Kenji as a name? I don't think I did. I did not. Yeah, Kenji. Now, Kenji would basically inherit Tenten weapon mastery with a mix of a not bad Byakugan, but doesn't activate for long. So basically, he would use his four palms, but he would he would have bandages like Neji does up to his fingertips, and briefly unsheathed would be Senbone. And once he hits your chakra points, he basically would permanently damage it. So if he uses his four palms, you are not getting back up. Or if you are, your chakra is never going to be the same. He basically does permanent damage to his enemy's chakra with attacks. Not doesn't use all the time, but if he needs to, he will. And he is about 14. Makio is a daughter who combines the precision and agility of the Hyuga clan, but she prefers to use blunt objects. And she actually would be a master of Tonfa. So she also would target her enemy's chakra points. I'm sorry. Well, I don't install that, and it just scared the shit out of me. I'm 18, I don't know when my mom installed that. But, Makio would basically Stone Flip to basically target enemy chakra points as well, and is the point where she kind of just prefers to damage the surrounding area around her enemy chakra point, and that would significantly weaken them. So, yeah. But, that's all the kids. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like and subscribe for more. Adios.